Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in the ancient Hebrew, Bahasham meaning in the name of, and Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. All right, I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings unto the elect. All right, this lesson is going to be going into protecting your mind. All right, understanding the strength and the power and the value, okay, of your mind, okay, and how to protect it, okay. And I have here starting off in the book of First Thessalonians, the fifth chapter, because our mind, all right, there's that saying that what the mind says, the body follows. Okay, now your body is driven by your mind, okay, your thoughts. So when a demon, for example, jumps on you, all right, what do? They get into your mind. They get into your thoughts. They corrupt any righteous thoughts, all right, any spiritual thoughts that come in and block it with carnality, and basically hijack your body. All right, picture somebody driving a car and then somebody else, hijacking them, throwing them to the back seat and then taking the car over, and the car is your body. So when those demons jump into your car or in your mind or your body, and they get into the driver's seat, that means they have control of what? Of your mind. Okay? And then they're able to steer your body wherever. So you'll end up, you'll find out that you might do something stupid. I don't know what came over me. Well, you got to have a strong mind if if you're going to be a servant of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because what does it say in Ecclesiasticus, the second chapter? My son, if thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul, for temptation, and set thy heart aright. Okay, now, obviously, it's not referring to your actual physical heart because that's an organ. All right. But you set your mind right, meaning you prepare your mind. All right, because temptation really occurs in the mind. Now, you may see something outwardly with your eyes, but what is your eyes? What is the purpose of your eyes? To relay what it's seeing, relay that message, what? Back to your brain. All right, back to your mind, your thoughts. And then your reaction is based on that. Okay. Now, this is the book of First Thessalonians chapter 5, and I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, "But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet." All right. What does an helmet do? It protects your head. Okay. It says an helmet. See, your head is very important because you could get shot in your arm and still live. You can get shot in your leg and still live. All right. But if you get shot in your head 8 times out of 10, all right, or let's just say more than likely you're going to die. More than likely it's going to be fatal unless you get grazed or here and there. All right, here and there. If you get grazed, all right, not here and there, but if your head gets grazed by the bullet or something, all right, because if your head is getting grazed multiple times, the bullet is basically going to go through your skull and go through your dome. All right, but an helmet is to protect your head. Okay, so it says we're supposed to take for an helmet the hope of salvation. Now, why is that? Okay, because our hope for salvation, all right, is maintained by our faith. But we're constantly, all right, as the scriptures say, our conversation is in heaven. We're constantly meditating, thinking, hoping, all right, yearning for the kingdom, for salvation, for deliverance, and that blocks out, like a helmet blocks out danger, whether it be a rock or a bullet or a stone. Our thoughts, our hope of salvation, all right, our visions of being in the kingdom, of Yahweh's return, of all the blessings we're going to get, that hope blocks out, all right, the temptation. Okay, remember, the scriptures talk about the fiery, all right, trials. Okay, uh, I believe it's in the book of Peter. All right, okay, it talks about the fiery trials. All right, First Peter 4:12, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. So now, just like Satan comes at you with his demons, it's almost like shooting arrows or throwing darts, trying to pierce into your mind. But when you have that hope of salvation, all right, when you're rooted, all right, and you're constantly maintaining, okay, maintaining that righteous thought, you're meditating on what's to come and, on righteousness, reading the scriptures, guess what? Every time they shoot that arrow, whether it's an opportunity that may present itself that may lead you to go off, you turn it down. Why? Because you have something greater in mind. All right, because your focus, your desire isn't on the things this world can offer you. That's why it's important to have that helmet of salvation, because then you're able to remain focused. All right, and even if you do get hit, it's not fatal, and you're able to get back up. Because once your mind gets corrupted, you're given over to a reprobate spirit, you're done. Okay, now this is the book of Ecclesiasticus 19 and 24. All right, and also a part of that is, trying not to expose your mind to too many things. You know, just know the things that are necessary. All right, for you to to know, to learn, to get into. Of course, we're humans. We all have leisure activities that we partake in. But always being mindful of what you get yourself into. How much time does it consume? How much of your mind does it consume? You know, how infatuated are you with it? Because you don't want that thing to take up more of your mind and your thoughts than the scriptures, than the truth, than that helmet of salvation. All right. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus 19 and 24. It says, "He that hath small understanding and feareth the Most High is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High." Okay? Because you may have much wisdom, but having wisdom and using wisdom are also two different things. All right? And when you have wisdom, or when you have much wisdom, much is expected from you. You're held to a higher standard. You should know better, basically. Okay? But if you have small understanding and you fear the Most High, guess what? That small understanding is sufficient to keep you on the right path. You know? But if you try to jump into 10,000 different other books, or, so many different things, all right, that'll drag you here and there, guess what? You're not going to be able to maintain that helmet. You're going to have a weak helmet. All right? And so you want to make sure that your mind, okay, your mind is a very strong thing. You want to make sure it's protected. Your thoughts, okay, your thoughts, man. When you think something, all right, it exists in your mind. And if it's a wicked thought and you're not careful and you allow it to fester, guess what? It's powerful enough to go from just a thought into an action. And what happens with actions? Actions come with consequences. Okay? Consequences. But if your mind is occupied, you're occupied in the law of the Most High, you're occupied in the scriptures, you're occupied in prophecy. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to read scriptures 24/7. You need to balance it all out. All right? But, you can't be taking these long ass hiatus from the spirit, you know? So, um moving on, this is the book of Second Peter 1 and 7. It says, "For the Most High," and that's why it also says in Isaiah 33 and 6 that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And what utilizes wisdom and knowledge? Your mind. Okay? Your mind. It's all up here. So protect it. Don't go just exposing it to anything. Imagine if you had maybe a delicate relic, you know, you encase it, put it in glass or whatever, make sure it's good if it's fragile, because you don't want to just expose it to sunlight or water or any chemicals that might harm it. So think of your mind like that. You want to make sure, if you know what's good for your mind, stay within that, you know, and maintain. Because you may be on the good path, you may be on a good roll, and you could, you start doing more and more in the right sense. But when you start to do too much and you go off, then you lose it all. And you were better off just maintaining, what you knew and how you were going about it. If what you're doing is right, that is. Okay, so it says here, "For the Most High hath not given us the spirit of fear." And where does fear start? In your mind. when your body is shaking or trembling, or you feel that the chills or goosebumps and the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, that's a reaction to your mind. Okay, that's a reaction to your mind. When your mind, all right, gets spooked, your body tenses up. It's a reaction. Okay, so it all starts up here. It says, but of power. See, he has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a what? A sound mind. You want to have a sound mind. And if you have a sound mind, you're going to be fine. It doesn't matter what kind of situation you find yourself in. If you're able to have a sound mind, all right, and how do you comfort yourself and have a sound mind? Through what? The spirit of the Most High. All right, now when you look up the word sound, because this world will constantly try to pollute your mind. It will constantly try to break that helmet. We're living in the realm of demons. All right, and what I mean by that is they have freedom to run around, you know, and basically attack you from however. So you gotta and here's the thing: if a demon, you know, throws a dart at your the spiritual helmet, right, and that dart does not pierce through your helmet, the next time another demon comes, he's not throwing the dart at the same pace. He's coming with a stronger dart, all right, and he's throwing it at a much faster pace. So if your helmet is not strong or leveling up, guess what? It's going to break. That's the thing about this truth. You can't regress, but you can't stay the same. You have to continuously progress because those demons that are going to be sent to come your way are constantly coming on a different level. If he's a level 1 and he comes and your helmet is a level 2, he's not going to be able to overtake you. But if you stay at a level 2 because the last time the demon came you were good, guess what? He's going to come with a level 3 and your helmet is a level 2. You do the math. All right. So it says here, sophronismos, all right, for a sound mind, it says self-control, moderation, and admonition or calling to soundness of mind, to moderation and self-control. Because when you have a sound mind or when you have self-control, you're calm. All right, you're not rash. You're not quick to be angry. Because when you get angry, it's easier to act out of anger without thinking. Okay, and being calm allows you to listen. All right, and to make a sound mind. You make a sound decision with a sound mind. All right, you don't get emotional. Like when you take King Solomon, for example, when the two mothers came there, with the whole baby situation. See, now if Solomon was to go get emotional, all right, he wouldn't be able to think correctly because people, often tend to use manipulation tactics, all right, within whatever story they tell you, and they won't just recap the story and tell you that. They'll add in, well, this is how I felt about it, or I would never lie to you about this, or of course I'm telling the truth. You don't believe me? You got to take those parts out and focus on what was the actual story. What happened? Deal with the facts. And you can only do that with a sound mind. And once your sound mind goes away and you act upon emotional feelings, then guess what? That you're not able to make sound judgment. Okay? And as the Lord is raising us up to be kings and priests, we need to be able to have that strong mind, but also a sound mind. Okay? And that goes into, that influences how you act and how you react. Okay? How you process information, how you say what you say, when you say what you say. All right? You got to train your mind. All right? So this is the book of Romans chapter 12 verse 2, and that's why it says, "And be not conformed to this world," because in this world we're taught to be impulsive. Somebody yells at you, whether you're right or wrong, impulse, yell back. They raise their voice, you raise your voice. They get angry, you get defensive. All right? Whether you're right or wrong, that doesn't matter at that point. That's what this world teaches you. Okay? Whether you're right or wrong, just impulse. All right? You feeling hot. You catching heat. The shorty's bad. Whether she got a man or not, you're an impulse. Oh, she's trying to give it up now. Impulse. All right. But you're not, your mind, see, your mind is not strong enough to resist that. Your mind is being influenced by your body instead of the other way around. All right. You can shut off your carnal feelings in your body if you have a strong enough mind. Just think about something else. All right. Next time you see a badass shorty trying to throw it at you and she got a man, instead of trying to envision any further than that, maybe you should think of some nuclear fire. You know, just think about what would it feel like if my eyes just started melting out of this hot ass fire, and I know that I'm about to be here and just melt in this joint. That ain't gonna be fun, right? You know, I'm pretty sure you soften up. You know, you'll relax. You know, and you'll understand. You know what? That's what it is. You know, that's what it is. You look at her, start picturing judgment, so you don't go any further in your mind. But you have to have a strong mind because sometimes your body will tell you not to even think righteously. Because it knows your body, your flesh knows that in a situation of temptation, if you start meditating on righteous thoughts on the scriptures, you're gonna be able to have self-control, and you're gonna be able to stop yourself from doing something stupid. So your flesh, all right, what does your flesh do? It tries to block off those thoughts. It tells you don't even think righteously. Because if you do, there's a chance that you'll stop yourself from doing this deed that the flesh wants. All right, and then it becomes a battle of the mind. Okay, is your spirit gonna maintain that maintaining the driver's seat, or is your flesh gonna kick your spirit out and then hijack your body? All right. Um, so it says here, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You see, key word, your mind. When you come into this truth, what's renewed is your mind. How you think about things. Okay? And that influences your life. It influences what you eat. All right? It influences how you interact with others. All right? It influences what you say, what you believe, how you filter things that you see in the world. That all starts with renewing your mind. Because that's how powerful the mind is. All right? Somebody can hate you with all their heart, or they can love you with all their heart, but it's based on how their mind perceives you. Okay? It says that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. All right, now I got one more here. This is the book of Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. Now it says, when the unclean spirit, dealing with demons, all right, because once again, they plague your mind. Now they can plague your body as well, okay? But them strong demons, they like to get a hold of your mind, your thoughts, okay? That's that power seat, you know? It says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. All right, which is what? Your whatever vessel it was that they were in already. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then he goeth and taketh with him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. So you might have been battling with a certain demon. All right, that temptation, let's say it's smoking, right? And you every now and then, you ever notice it comes suddenly upon you. Out of nowhere, you just get that urge, like you want to smoke, and it's very strong, upon you. I'm not speaking from experience, but I'm just saying, through the spirit, it's very strong upon you, okay? And then there's certain times when you feel like you're good, you feel like you can fight it, you feel like, all right, I could do this. And then there's certain times when it just hits you, and you forget about that strength that you just had, and it's just back and forth because that's demons. Okay, they're trying to take control over your mind. You'll be driving just fine, then they grab the steering wheel, and now you're battling them, and you're trying to maintain the car in your lane, and that's that urge. See, so when that demon leaves, okay, and he comes back, remember I talked about leveling up your mind, right? When that demon leaves and he comes back, and he sees nobody's in the driver's seat, You went and took a nap in the back seat. Guess what? You wake up, he's in the driver's seat. But guess what? There's 7 other demons right up in there. Passenger seat, trunk, hood, everywhere. You ain't going nowhere, man. Okay? So they come back and they see that your mind is empty because as the script, you're not doing as the scripture say. You're not being occupied. You're not occupying your mind in the words of the Lord, in prophecy, in spiritual things. So your mind is what? It's swept and garnished. It's ready. You're basically telling those demons, hey, you can move in. You're not protecting your mind. All right? So when they see that, it says, then goeth he. So check this out. He's not even going to just say, oh, this is lit. I'm going to move in. He said, no. This is lit. I'm going to bring my boys. Then goeth he and taketh with him seven other spirits more wicked than himself. So you see why once a demon leaves you, like, we all come from the world, we come into this truth. The second you stop leveling up and that demon comes back, they'll keep coming back to check. They come back and they see that they have a slight chance. They come in with backup, more wicked than themselves. It says, and they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. You see? And then on the flip side, you have in the book of Revelation, the 3rd chapter, in the 20th verse, the Lord talks about he stands at the door and knocks. All right? And that's your mind. Okay? And it says, if you hear and you open the door, he will come in and sup with you. And that's when you start leveling up. Okay? So long as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is supping with you, you're going to keep on leveling up. You're going to be able to strengthen your mind. Okay? But when the Lord comes knocking on your mind and you're out here, I'll open it another time. Guess what? Next time you go to open the door, he might not be there. And you know who's going to be there? You're going to have the smoking demon, the adultery demon, whatever other kind of demons they got. And they're going to come into the house and they're going to close the door behind. They ain't going to come and take, no, they're going to step in and they're going to close the door behind them and lock it. And they come in with suitcases and briefcases and all of that. U-Haul, all of that. They moving in. All right. So, that's pretty much it. All right. Just wanted to go into the importance, all right, of your mind. Your mind is a very strong thing. And you have to protect it, man. Because the scriptures already tell us that the heart, your mind is desperately wicked. So, we're already starting off with a handicap because we're in this flesh. So you got to make sure you have that strong spirit, all right, and you're constantly charging and backing up your mind with righteous thoughts, all right, watching videos, staying in the spirit, reading, and not exposing yourself with, to too many things of the world, okay? So with that, I hope you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Until next time, Shalom.